Ladies and gentlemen, a Township Recreation Commission meeting for Thursday, January 5th. We're going to get to the regular meeting. We will call the meeting to order at 6:08. What do you stand for, Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Kevin's here. Keith Wazinski here. Kearney's here. Sleet Damon is not here.
We can say
Excused. Ethel did call to ask to be excused, and Stacy know that she was going to be gone. Now, where's our liaison directors' names? They're not on here anymore, huh? There's another thing that we noticed was changed.
But we are here.
You are here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to approve the agenda, any deletions or additions? We have two new additions to vote on. So, two would be the park millage funding.
We would make a motion to add as action item 2.
Would be to vote and approve the Wayne County Park millage allocation for fiscal 2022 to 2023 and the amount of $42,580. I would need a motion to add that to the agenda.
Also, I will say so moved, and then we will need a second.
Moved. Second.
Second.
Any discussion about this?
About adding it to the agenda.
Correct.
No discussion, and so then we can go on and on
Okay.
adding.
Keith, how do you vote?
You can go all aye, any opposed.
Ayes.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
The motion carries.
Motion carried. We good with that? The next, the third item that we would need to add to the agenda would be to vote the chairman's seat for, it starts in March, expires in March of 2024.
I would like to add to the, as action item number 3, a motion to nominate Chairperson Chad Novak to continue as chairperson of the Recreation Commission for the next term.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Moved. Thank you. We will put that.
Was no, I'm sorry, Chad. No on motion carries.
No opposition. Motion carries.
Sorry. 20 years. That's all I know.
All right. So with that being said, we can move on to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, so the motion carries.
Yeah.
Boy.
Made an old clerk very happy.
All right. So we got the agenda all done. Now we have a presentation from Sherry Evans. You have a presentation. Want to come on up, Sherry? And Kim, you want to?
A little history. We went out for bid October for the publication for the recreation programs and events. It was a formal bid that was in the paper. We formal bid process, and the Grand was the only bidder. And you all have presentation. I have sat with Sherry and gone through how this would work. It's a different kind of idea going in the papers to the program guide that we currently have. So I thought it would be nice if Sherry came to explain it to the commission so you can hear the ideas. It's a fresh, great idea. We had a great chat. And sometimes it's better to hear it from the person that's going to make in the paper. So Sherry, come on up and tell them how it works.
Any So,
Sherry, I'm going to ask you to go to a microphone on the podium. That way, watching on video and at home can hear.
So, we were honored to be able to do a proposal and for the creation. So in the original proposal, we followed exactly what they asked, what you guys asked for, or what the for, which was the timeline for activity guide, spring, summer, and then fall and winter. And so we, and you have the proposal there. And so we bid on the 43 that would be. And so what I wanted to do was just show kind of an idea of what that would look like in the paper. And get my, oh, we could put this.
Yeah, just to give it an idea.
Sure.
Because that helps if they see where.
This over here. So what it would be 43 pages. That's the minimum of 43 pages for the June. Let me get my, for the spring, summer, and then fall, winter. This is an example, give you an example of what it would look like. This is the Trenton Times, and we did a Goodfellas section inside the paper here. So the actual, so here you'll see where it says Trenton Times Good. That would say, Groseville Recreation. Pages that follow have the heading at the top. So this is an example of what they wanted to do. And, but what we've offered or proposed with these two is, I'm going to get my other sample here, is the Groseville Grand, and when these actual papers, these actual pages would be in the paper, we will do a recreation story describing where the recreation program is in the paper, and you'll have a editorial story with the Go Big multimedia journalist, and this front page with a 6-time or a 12-time run, and I'll explain that a little bit later, what that means, because we have other options besides this, but I was just giving the township what they were asking for. The Groseville recreation story would be included. So when the summer came out and the fall and winter came out, you would have a front page in the Groseville Grand. Okay?
quick question, is that per issue, or is that?
No, that's total.
So half would be summer, the other half would be fall, winter?
Right. And that was based on what the proposal was asking. Yes.
That I had to come up with the material that we produce for magazines. So it can go higher, it can go lower, depending on how many programs we're doing.
Exactly.
So you got to start with a number.
Right. So that was the proposal, the first proposal. Let me get to the options. So then, because we are a direct mail publication and we mail out every single month to single family homes and businesses on Groseville, we were able to have a couple other options that Ken discussed. And so these are things that we can do in place of what we bid on. And the pricing would still be then. It would just be based on pages, you know, the 43 pages. So on option A, is for the greatest current events, for the best results, for the Groseal Recreation Department, publish the special pages in Groseal Grand each month. This Recreation Department to publish current events for better results of attendance, revenue to Groseal Recreation Department. And then Recreation has the choice of how many pages of the total 43 pages to be published each month. And then we will free of charge vertical eighth of a page on the front page for to the special recreation pages inside. And so what we can do is we can do, you know, the recreation department can be in front of Groseal every single month, and they can plan ahead. You know, you can do promotions 3 or 4 advance or whatever of what's coming up. And then what we use with that is this is what it would look like. So every month you're running these pages, you would have this age vertical on the front. It would have, you know, the recreation department, the logo, and then it's going to tell you about what page the events, you know, the pages, and that would that's free of charge. We would just do that for you, and but it would let people know that the recreation department information inside, and it can be, you know, one might have 3 pages of information, but one month you might have 8 or 10, or, you know, and it can vary. It doesn't have to be a certain amount of pages every single, but you have 40 pages to use for the year. Okay, that's our option A.
You said we can go monthly, we can go bi-monthly.
Yes.
However we choose as a commission to advertise our programs, that's, we got 43 pages to do it.
Every month, right?
Every
Yeah.
month. Yeah. Okay.
Having us on, you know, I think the important, that piece right there, the front, yeah.
And I think it's, it just, no matter what the option is, that it's something you, director, can work with, that it gives you the leeway you need to not only events that we plan, but also the regular, you know, day-to-day stuff, grant guide, et cetera, that whatever plan that we kind of approve it, you know, that it'll work for you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Could we refresh the content from month to month, or is it a static?
No, it can, you refresh it every month.
If we were to add programming, we could. Okay.
Yes, if you take the Easter hunt out and put the swim, you know, whatever you need to do, it can be revamped
thank you.
every month. So option B, it's the that I mentioned, the aforementioned above, with the every other month. So if you needed, that's what you were discussing there. Instead of doing it, being out 12 months, you could just be out every other with the same, and we would still give you that front vertical on the grand, so you would have presence on the front page. So those are the 2 options that we have. And then there's one that Kimberly and I talked about. It's a little bit of a different animal, I call it. But this is a copy of Zilgram. And this, you see this little hanging out down here? This could say Groseal Recreation Special Section. And this inserted into our paper. that's what, we did one for the Grosse Ile Country Club, we've done the Grosse Ile Yacht Club, and did another one too. But
So that's a pullout, right?
it is a pullout. What it is it's a special section. We have it printed, and then it's inserted into our paper. So it's just a little bit of it, just a little bit different than being the paper. The thing is with it, is it has to be 4-page increments. I can't, I have to do 4, 8, 12, 16. It has to be, because and then inserted in there. And the difference between this, what we originally proposed per page, would be a 30% increase if you wanted to go route.
Increase of the total cost
Per page. Mm-hmm.
I guess one of my questions, what is to keep them with our program guide? Some people think that it gets away after it's read and stuff. Other people, like me, still have them in my trunk and on my home. If we advertise something in May for our kids' programs all through what's going to get them to keep that and not read it and throw it away? And I think option 3, although it's going to cost more, is more effective unity to keep it on their desk.
The summer
Yeah.
insert is what
Summer
I'm thinking, and then bi-monthly as we,
So I think we're talking match here, right? Can we do,
Yes.
we can do that.
mix and match.
We
Like that.
can do that, but when we were asked to bid, they to bid exactly what you were asking for.
say, Kim and us.
when I put the bid
Oh,
together,
gotcha. All right, guys.
I'm bidding on what we know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You see, and Sherry's presenting something new to us that we didn't know about.
Right?
Right.
That's
So-
cool.
And that's totally awesome, because I think it gives gives us the security that, like, the program guide is something people can take out, keep, but then on a bi-monthly or monthly basis, and the commission see fit, we would still be in the public's eye with a page item, for special events that are different really than the classes, the power, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to say the
Yeah. No, I get
yoga
it, yeah.
class, the timetable.
The pullout section, is it the same print and ink type that the number has?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, would you like to see it?
I would.
Look up there.
Absolutely, Sherry. I know you, girl. It's like-
Kim, what I was wondering is, would this give us more flexibility than we have right now, to have more additions to our programming
Yes.
as they come up? Yeah, and to get them instead of having to wait until a new guide or having to do special flyer.
I mean, I like the concept, and again, I like both. I'm not one's better than the other. The thing that I really like about the is that we do have that front page. People know that's where we're going. You know how many times I've changed a date or something got canceled or there was a this or a that, and I have to get that information. And even when I work with channels, I had to get that out 3 or 4 months ahead of time. And then I'd pray, do I have enough swim instructors? Do I have, there's summer camp, but we're not running summer camp because I have no staff. Yeah. So, I think this presence monthly, bi-monthly, that summer insert, which we have, that's our big season, would work well.
Flexibility to be
Yeah.
able to be dynamic with the programming.
So the actual insert that would be inserted, it would be printed separately and inserted. It has a tag on the bottom, so presents for that month would be the tag on the bottom. But then in the month after, when you're doing your pages inside the paper, you will have
That block, yeah.
that block.
Also include then being your online presence, like, you can pull up the Grand Direct.
Yes.
And our articles and whatever we do would be available to
be. Now, the insert, we might have to do that, they could do that separately. See if we could do it for that, to have that, when it go out like May
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
A lot of us do read the flip book like you do online. Like
Yeah, yeah, so maybe I could do the flip, I'll double check with, could do the flip book and put it down below.
I think this is a lovely opportunity to reach all the people on our island, us older people who like having the thing to touch, but the younger families who don't even know what this is anymore.
Right.
They're looking it up on, or their watches even, that they have different seeing the same information is really nice.
The other advantage, that we're in the Grand, and the Grand placed off island as well.
Yes.
I saw that somewhere in here
Yes.
in this presentation.
Several places where the
In Trenton, and it's the adjoining cities. And in Wyandotte, we have news recs out where the Grows Oak is actually, and I know it's at Mr. Nick's in Trenton, and there's other places too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So ours is off island as well, where our channels and file was just here.
Yeah.
So I'm just pointing out another advantage.
Water. And again, we do have people from Island who participate in our programs.
It's off islander. Islanders. Some people say.
Their immunization.
Right.
But I mean, it's important. I have coworkers, that come to the island on a regular basis, and they have reason to, except that they enjoy, either the Christmas light show, they want to come look at the nature area or whatever, and some find out because sometimes there's something in the paper that they see found,
You have your own photographers too?
We do.
I know that. I'm just
Yeah.
I'd love to see our picture.
And the other thing we've talked about mission for several years, our senior citizens.
Yeah.
They, for some reason, they read the paper, and I thought of that as well too. I've taught years, and I said, how the luncheon? We've been having really the luncheon. I don't know where that damn book is. Pardon my French on camera, but I've heard that, and
Yeah.
I'm trying of how do we get our programs current to all, and this was just a different option that we need to talk about.
So do we have questions for Sherry?
You two have each other on speed dial,
Oh yeah.
and then we go for
All right.
So the plan is, commission, I want, everyone's going to ponder their thoughts. If you have more questions for Sherry or myself, I would like to put this at our February meeting. That is the plan of action. So, because we don't waste any more time, because we gotta get cracking. Okay.
Because hopefully what roughly when time of the month does this come out?
The Grosse Ile Grand deadline's usually the first of every month.
For the following issue.
For like May will deadline that first Friday in May, but it just depends. Now my turnaround time is pretty quick, but with when we were talking with them, we need I need information like 2 weeks before our deadline, to get it all together, so we have time to get it approved and everything beforehand.
So if I'm preparing for May, all I do, and Annette and I do, is look what's going on in May. But I think once we're caught up right now through April. So we end up, if we approve this going right to the big flip book, flip piece,
But that,
with all the summer goodies.
That might be a nice way to introduce the new format, by having that big issue and actually make the introduction of the new
Right.
that part of our booklet that's coming out. So I think this will be very good, very clever.
Commission good?
Yep. we're
Sherry,
good.
thank you so much.
So much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comment? You good? All right.
Thank you.
So everyone got to read the minutes that were approved or that were submitted from Wendy Kearney from the November 2022 meeting. I would put a motion, discussion, and then yeas or nays.
Put a motion that the minutes is written.
Second.
All right. Anything about the minutes as submitted? All approve? All aye. Opposed? No opposition. A motion carries.
It's like a robot now.
Oh, I wrote that down with the BS.
We did practice sessions. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, items. The first one is vote and approve the special liquor license permit for June 2nd, 3rd, 2023 for Island Fest. I would need a motion.
I would like to motion to approve the special liquor license for June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 23 Island Fest.
A second. Any discuss this?
One quick discussion for
Yep.
the 4th. Are we carrying it through the entire day?
We can, as long as you'd like, yes, through up until 11:55 p.m.
But we probably won't do it that long.
I agree. All right.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No opposition. Motion carries. You're just. I know. All right. Second action item is for the punch funding. This is to vote and approve the Wayne County Park millage allocation for fiscal year 2023 and the amount of $42,582. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second. And then Kim, you wanna?
Yeah, just a brief, the commission have, the documents in front of you. We got a call from Wayne County over the holiday, and there was $42,500 that was, allocated to another city, and that was declined because they did not have projects that worked for them. It happens a lot. So received the call, he called me, I had I think 10 days to think of something. We spend $42,000. There is some stipulation. This park millage money, it does have to be utilized for township proper community use as a whole. It can't be allocated for one thing or one person. It has to be used as a community as a whole. We were allocated funds 3 years ago, and we did the pool canopy and the pool heaters. Commission, you guys remember that. And the pool is the expensive operation that we have under our belt. So I had those funds for pool, the pool deck, the caulking, all of the caulking come up, and it has been up for a couple of years. So estimates about $13,000. And the fence that surrounds the pool is pretty much standing. I don't know how it's still standing, but if you push it down. So I got a kind of an estimated price on that for about $25,000, and then the remainder will be infiltration repairs. I do need to change this year. That's an every 5-year kind of thing. That's a little pricey, and local feed tubes need replacements as well. I'm going to allocate that to the pump room. I know a couple of commissioners asked me, why didn't I pool house, the bathhouse? Again, I just applied for the Michigan Spark for the pool house. I've also applied again with Wayne County with that project. So I'm I'm going after two different people to get $500,000 to rebuild the pool house. So I didn't want money into it if we, by chance, win that grant and kabang. So, and again, the projects have to by the end of this fiscal year. That is the rule. And a lot of people said, what around? Can we put it? We can't, because we, again, I have grants for the playground. So that's kind of why I use these items. So, yeah,
They need to be done.
they have to be,
You know,
yeah.
they need to be done, and that allows us to save for the other things that you were talking about.
Correct.
So it's
the
not wasted. So
Right. So the next step that will happen, I will receive a agreement from Wayne County. It's an actual document, and then to the township board. Alicia's preparing that now. So I just approval from the commission that this is, we're good to go. Everybody knows this is coming, and to the township board for approval once I receive that document.
And with doing that, Kim ensures that if not, I can say based on the recommendation of the community recreation, we approve. We ask you to approve for this grant. That really helps.
And the projects that are allocated money.
What about a new little shed to put the water weights for aerobics and then pool?
I will get a new that thing blew completely over. Yeah, it went flying. So, but again, you gotta. It's hard when you have to sit there and go, what do I do with four? It's tough. You gotta sit there and think. I don't want a little I need a big kind of a medium big project. So,
Goes well.
those were on my bucket list. So,
All right,
we
any
got
more
one.
discussion for Kim? We had a motion and a second motion, so all in favor? Aye, opposed? No opposition, motion carries. The third one, oh boy, is on a chairman seat. Uta, you want to read this or should I read this?
I'll read it, or do you want to? Keith? Or,
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
well,
Argue over, my goodness.
I'm not going to
Maybe
read
go.
anything. I'm just going to say I would like to make a that the commission would like to have Mr. Chad Novak as chairperson for the next year.
I will second that motion.
Um,
Really?
Any discussion? No, it's for 1 year, the chairman
one,
seat,
okay.
yeah. Commissioners are 3 years, which I am, Tarji told me I'm a commissioner plus the chairman, so does that mean
Commissioner for life, but chairman
I'll chair?
could be for life too. Could be a.
Y'all have 3 years for your,
As discussion, I would say you are doing a great job. You are boundless energy. You are extremely well connected in the community, respected, and I think that you are energetic on behalf of the the township. So I can't think of anybody I would rather have as chairperson.
You have a heart of gold.
else before we approve?
Yeah, I'm
Right, yeah. All right, well, all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? No opposition, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, discussion items. I think we're good. So we don't have business or old business on this agenda anymore like we did in the past.
No, and that is, yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
My report, chairperson's report. So should I do like the events right now too, or should we have our commissioner member reports?
No, you do. You're the chairperson,
Alright.
so you report what you think is important to report.
Okay, well, Friday, February 3rd is our daddy-daughter dance. Someone put on social media, it's bigger than the wine Tina, whatever that means.
Someone wrote that?
Mark Hayes did, yeah. Hi, Mark. Yeah, that's what. Something that happened, something that happens at Put in Bay, I think. But
Wine mixer.
something. It was cute the way he worded it, so it was all good. So,
Wine mixer.
Daddy, how much are tickets this year?
It's 40,
And
but
we-
we're doing a meal,
Full meal.
not just the pizza. It's going to be a little bit more fancy. And then the grotto is going to be catering that. So it'll be a kind of a pasta of some sort, you know, a little bit of pulled, you know, salad, bread, that kind of. I haven't kind of narrowed it down yet. And we will have a photographer there.
With an
And-
additional $10 for the photos. That includes 2 5x7 photos. And they have 2 printers, so I won't be, because I know it took up a lot of time for that.
I did not set an age
Remember
on
your
this.
college girls, if you
My,
want.
my sister said she was going to ask my dad to go.
I just made it for my mom,
that's
and
cute.
I said we don't have an age limit on this. I think it used to be like K through 6, and I'm like,
No, anybody.
No,
you
no
can
age limit,
bring your
so-
girls.
yep.
Just buy your ticket.
And we've we've added an extra hour, so it is a 2-hour event, I believe, from 6 to 8. So, and it is our, I would say one of our biggest events.
The Friday, February 3rd from 6 to 8 at the Crozille Middle School Gymnasium, the Daily Dogs.
Hopefully you don't have a snow day.
Yeah, well, yeah, we made that work even then. Our next big event is Island Fest, which is June 2, 3, and 4. It's the weekend after Memorial Day, so it's June 2, 3, 4 is Island Fest. All our forms will be going up a week for vendor forms, sponsorships, when Stacy is going to put up the Sign Up Genius. So it's never too early to start with that. And then make a comment about something. And I hope it's appropriate. I'm sure it is. I recently had a swearing-in ceremony in Trenton. And there was a comment made from our sister city of Trenton. Their mayor said that this is the first time we had 3 millennials, one being our state senator, the next being our state representative, and the mayor of Trenton are all millennials that held these seats. And I thought it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Made me feel really old, but I just want to shout out to Darren Camilleri, Jamie Churches, and I don't know if it's Brian or Zeppa. I get them mixed up. Is it Brian or Steven? Which one's the mayor? One's the photographer. Sorry guys. But when I was at Darren's
Shovels and
ceremony, yeah, I just thought that was really cool that the young people, millennials, are like, we have a state senator, a state representative, and our sisters. So big shout out to that. I found it very interesting. I went by myself, but it was at the Trenton Theater and it was packed, and it was just a really interesting thing. So good luck and thank you for all you do. And I brought that up because in Weather they've worked with our recreation group and people. No matter where you look, they're there to help us. So
and it is
yeah.
Stephen.
Stephen, thanks. Rizapa, right, Stephen.
I remembered the Rosetta, but I don't easily forget.
Right. So that is pretty much right. And the next would be Kim, our rec director. Ms. Sophia.
I make an announcement for Ethel. The senior meeting is Tuesday, January 1 p.m. at the farm. It is the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. We are still offering senior transportation. All the rec department or I don't have the number in front of me. And we are continuing Meals on Wheels for our seniors as well. So that was, I just wanted to get everyone to par with some of the senior things. But what I'm focused now is getting the plan together for this summer. I am using media as best I can. I am in dire need of a summer camp director and camp counselors. If you know anybody, that is a great and we weren't able to run it last year. And that's something that's important to me and this community. I know the parents definitely enjoyed it when we did have it, and then COVID hit, and then we had no staff. So that's what I'm focusing on is summer programming, reaching out to the community. If you want to see a program that we are not offering, call me, email me. I'm going back. I found some old pictures from 2012, 2013, and what did rec do back then? There might be a program in there that we could try to bring back to life, I guess you could say. Yeah,
class and stuff like that.
But again, my job is to provide programs to the community. But I can't do that from the community. What do you want? If swimming lessons are not at a good for you as a working parent, those are the kinds of things I need to hear about. We've always morning. Maybe we do them in the evening. Like the sky's the limit with rec, and I've learned that doing this 30 years is that I want to do what the community needs. It's not me dictating, it's the community dictating what they need. So email me, call me, let me know what you want, and I will do my very best to find somebody to teach that. Sometimes I teach it myself as I get into the swimming pool when someone's sick, water row. But yeah, so that I just kind of want to get the ball rolling with the summer programming.
If I may, I know Deputy Clerk Friel puts out a township newsletter. If you could drop him a line that you're looking for a director for the summer program, we could add that in there and it might have a broader appeal and maybe put toward the schools. Maybe there's some.
Yeah, I'm putting together a lot of stuff for the schools right now. That'll go in the backpack flyer.
But if you have, like, even that, give it to me, and then it gets to, like, student council, and student council can get it out to the kids. Because
There might be someone among that group that.
exactly, because I know quite a few kids that are on student, and it'll go to where it needs to go.
And I was started to work on that day because I was going to put it in the backpack flyer. The hard part with being with the state of Michigan, you do have to be 18 to work the camp. But we have seniors
Yeah.
and teachers and
Substitutes?
yeah, there's
College kids come.
Yep.
So, that's, lifeguards, we were pretty good last, but again, I haven't determined, who's coming back. I'm not there yet. I normally start in March. And I know my daughter's like, I don't know if I can sit there anymore, But the kids were great last year. We really had a good summer. Financially, golf did very well. I have all the financials if you ever want to see them. They're great. Pool, we did take a little bit of hit because of all the and the breaks and the this and the that. So, but like I said, we're on budget, on target to have some carryover for next year. Good. Marina, we got 2,000 to go on revenue. So yeah, I think we're financially doing very well. As far as Centennial Farm is concerned, again, I did have to ask some of the recreation carryover dollars to finish those fences out there. And that's okay. It looks beautiful out there. That's what you use your savings for. Job's done and make it look pretty. So yeah, I think we're doing okay. We have 3 months to go, and we're in pretty good shape. So I just wanted to kind of give a financial report on that. And trying to think what else. I hope everyone had a good, happy New. I think Island Glow went very well. Chad, thank you very much. Ross, I live on Macomb Street. It looked beautiful. I loved with the new lights. I'm a fan of the sculptures. And I've been working, together, and he's very easy to work with, and I appreciate his efforts for me and as a resident on Macomb Street. So just coming out and turn left, and I get to see the big tree. That's all I have to say, and Happy New Year, Commission, and here we go.
Right. Keith.
So as Kim said, the fences arms, we had enough extra material that they did the cosmetic fence around the parking lot too. It's a little extra in labor, but we got it all done. On a different note, I mentioned last month's special meeting that the Kiwanis is accepting donations to our trust, which is a tax-deductible donation. That money is being earmarked for either maintaining a playscape. So if you want to write a check to the Grosse Charitable Trust at PLB 1, Grosse Ile, Michigan 48138, we will take that money and put it it goes directly into our trust, and we're going to use that money for, like I said, building the playscape. So far, we've got, as of 5 o'clock today, we have $3,000.
Start. Yeah. And I know there was some questions on Facebook. I know I had talked to you and your wife, and you know, if people have questions about the playscape and the condition of it, I know there's still some chatter on social media report of what's wrong with the playscape office. It's sitting right in the pro shop. So if people are still wondering why can the playscape, it's because I had it inspected and it's not safe. So, and then you all know I applied for 2 grants for a new play structure, and these play structures are $250,000. It's not cheap, you know. So it's going to take some time. It's a course with Kiwanis, and we appreciate the help. And I'm just praying that this Sparks grant money, and we can replace that, because I know the kids love grounds and all of that. So it's just a waiting game right now.
Him and I on the property, so.
And people have asked, well, where is it going to go? That's the number one question. So we are looking at some places on Macomb. It's not guaranteed. If we cannot obtain property like up on Macomb Street, like closer to the road or those, we would have to act where it was. You know, it is that's our land. It's viable land. And the newer structures that they have now, you're harder to destroy. You see what I mean? And we would also add additional cameras, types of things. So again, we've got a lot of work to do. I'm just waiting on the money. So that's
Do we
kind
have
of
to
where
give
we're
them
at.
the exact location when you grant like that, or can we apply for the money and then decide where we're going to put it?
Yeah, we can. I've already applied.
I think she's referring to people being
People are kind of asking, well, where's
Oh,
it
I
gonna
get it all the
go?
time.
You
where,
know.
yeah, or where, you know, if I'm going to give you, where's it going to go?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sort of thing, yeah.
So, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, and to be honest, I think a bit at the old site it was in the woods, and it was made of wood, and even looked and felt great. It attracted the bees, and that created a separate issue.
And the new materials won't do that.
I think the new kind of structure at same location won't have that same problem, and so it's still a viable site, as you said.
Yeah, I agree too, that I think it's still doable.
That is all I have, sir.
Thank you, Keith. Marissa,
Nothing today, Chad. Thanks.
are you sure? How's that dog agility park? You've been down there, puppies?
It's pretty cool. They
Is
love
it?
it. Yeah, they love it.
Okay, good. Calvin?
Quick question. I think you said earlier, Stacy will have the volunteer or
The sign up.
sign up for
Genus, yes.
in the donations.
Volunteer.
Sponsorship. I have fine-tuned all the forms. I have to load the site.
That'll be under GrosdaleIslandFest.com. Oh, and we do have a new Facebook page, so everybody go, and I will share it. I need to talk to you about something, Kim, though. It needs to be up. We need to have the date, like, right underneath the logo. I know you are. If we can go on there and like this new Island Fest 2023, so we can...
So yeah, and if you are on the website, if you're on GrosdaleIslandFest.com, there is a Facebook icon. You hit that right to here. Getting a little techie good in my old age here. Oh, but yeah. So again, we want to try to, Facebook is kind of everybody's looking at lately.
older people. I mean, the young ones are on TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and...
Right, I mean, Instagram. I have about 350 followers.
Wow, I have 2,300.
I do. I follow you on
Yeah, you do.
Instagram.
I get a.
You're on Instagram with
on
us?
Instagram.
Look at you go, girl. Wow. So, yes, to answer your questions, yeah. And we're going to help you with all that. I know you get a little crazy when the deadline's coming for those bartenders.
No, I'm gonna.
I need a cot here, Chad. I need a cot to sleep here down here.
I know I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get
A long weekend.
We can, and that's why I want to know what's the sports team that The Pistons. You whisper your microphone's on. Yeah, somebody that owns the Pistons lives there. I mean, I don't know who it is, but y'all seem to know. So,
I don't know who it is either, but I know.
Who are you?
yeah, we need sponsorships like that.
He's the gentleman that paved Church Road
Oh,
out of his own pocket.
no, did he? No.
All right, it's on camera.
All right, I know, because they're getting ready to redo my little bridge to my island. That's how I'm going to get on and off Elba. I'm like, that's a small little thing. I'm like, yay, let's do it.
I have a boat at Smitty's you can borrow.
Yeah, the nurse was like, yeah. All right, so Wendy,
Um,
go ahead.
They have much actually because the schools are out right now. We're still on break. The only thing is we still need help for parents on patrol looking to do any volunteer work with the new year. We have two different shifts. Morning shift, which is 7:15 to 11, and then the second shift is 10:30 to 30. And it's just a great way of being a part of the middle school community, coming in and just spending time with the kids and helping out, being an extra. So you don't have to have a child that resides in that school or district. If you're looking to do some volunteer work, there's background checks and things like that you have to do. Other than that, it's a great way to give back. Just saying. That's all I have.
Thanks, Wendy. Uta?
Well, for this opportunity, I think we're doing a great job. I don't want to give ourselves blank pats on the back, but it's exciting. Forward to participating as a volunteer in an island. I haven't done that in a long time. Since my
Honor's
kids
not
were
here.
rowers,
Yeah.
and St. Catherine's happened every year, same weekend as us. But that first year that Chad organized the fireworks, I swear to God, I heard them in St. Catherine's. It was amazing.
Nice. Us a little commission together a while back.
Well, just a few
Yes.
years ago.
Yeah.
Aging
thank you.
ourselves. But I'm looking forward to it. So, this commission has a lot on its plate, a lot of different things that we do. We're not one directional. We're not mono purpose. So it's very exciting to see, and this new guide will work out really well and reach people in a lot of different ways, which I think is how things forward in the 2020s, right? You got a little bit of everything. So that's it.
And we thank you to Ethel. And Ethel, if you're watching this, we're all thinking of you. And I did get called home last night. So thank you, Ethel. And Stacy Kim, our rec director.
Nothing, just, I'll bring a couple of, items to meeting. We should be wrapping up the Centennial Farm Agreement, the Lutons. That's been going very well. We should be finalizing some of the, RFP conversations for the restaurant. And then I know Gyra Baseball wanted to come and chat with us about baseball diamonds, I believe. So that's little things coming to the February meeting. So I think that's it.
He's so happy 50th birthday, by the way. Oh, not yet. Okay. Are we good, everybody? Our scheduled meeting is tentatively for February 2nd, Thursday, February. And with that, I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:00.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Thank you. Good night.